I don't have time to work out. Like whenever I hear this reason that मेरे पास time नहीं है, it kind of gets on my nerves क्योंकि यार time सबके पास होता है. They drink every weekend. They have money for cigarettes. They have money for everything. They go watch IPL in the stadium, but they don't have money to follow a diet. You have to combine it with the right food. But again, when you're having rajma chawal, you should have slightly more rajma and less of rice.
Tougher times created tougher men, and tougher men created easier lifestyles.
Yeah. So will you be able to do 25,000 steps daily for the next rest of your life?
It's been running through ages, you can say. In Facebook, a lot of people, they put a stethoscope on and they start delivering these mates. कि जीरा, लौंग, ये सब मिला के डाल दो, पेट खत्म.
Weed chronic हो जाता है, they go to hard drugs.
It's like अगर प्यार करती है तो समझेगी, अगर नहीं समझती है तो प्यार करने का फायदा भी.
कि आज बहुत काम हो गया, आज बैठते हैं.
Biggest lie, just a friend.
Yeah, besties.
Besties. ज़्यादा सुट्टा दारू हो रहा है कॉलेज लाइफ में. So, welcome Yokesh. Welcome to our podcast.
All right.
So, could you start with an introduction for our audience in the massive influence as an influencer and gaining views, traction with the audience?
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Yokesh Arul and I've done my MD medicine and right now I'm preparing for my super specialty examination. I have a following of almost 1 million in Instagram and YouTube is around 500k. So that is something which I'm working on, and I think having a balance in both being a doctor and a social presence is necessary.
So how do you manage means staying in college and being as you started content creation while staying in college, you have maintained a good CGPA and you are doing medicines as a doctor. So how do you tend to all the needs as family life and being a doctor, you tend to patients and balancing?
So I think the most important factor is having a plan. A man without a plan is like going into the ocean without a map or a compass. You'll be lost. So if I was like मेरे को कल सुबह उठना है, मेरे को इस टाइम में ये करना है, उस टाइम में वो करना है, so I'll definitely end up doing it क्योंकि मेरे को पता है कि इस टाइम में मेरे को क्या करना है. So always have a plan and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to easily balance out. Like I see a lot of people telling कि I don't have time to work out.
Yeah.
Like whenever I hear this reason that मेरे पास time नहीं है, it kind of gets on my nerves क्योंकि यार time सबके पास होता है. It's just the fact that are you willing to give time for that?
Yeah.
That's all it matters.
Priority matters at the most.
Exactly.
So sir, nowadays in the fitness industry, it's advised to eat clean, stop processed foods and work out on a daily basis.
Correct.
But the eating clean in cities, so you don't get clean food. Correct. Because the milk it's mostly adulterated. And chicken, their injections are given to actually the time for them growing is 60 days, but they are fast enough. And eggs also they are given injections. Paneer it's not natural.
Not natural.
So
all right. So let me tell you one thing. First about the chicken part, those injections which they are giving, once you cooked, all those gets vanished.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a big difference. A lot of myths which are going on, like the broiler chicken, which is very bad, it's nothing like that. All right, first of all. And second of all, paneer, there's a lot of adulterated paneer in the market. बस थोड़ा ज़्यादा खर्चा करना पड़ेगा. You'll have to invest in a good brand, and again money comes into play. क्योंकि in our country, if you actually want to be healthy, आपको थोड़ा सा खर्चा करना पड़ेगा. देखो, fact ये है कि I see a lot of people जो बोलते हैं कि मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है.
Yeah.
They drink every weekend. They have money for cigarettes. They have money for everything. They go watch IPL in the stadium, but they don't have money to follow a diet. So like I said, I think it's the priority कि अगर तुम सच में चाहते हो कि मैं इस चीज में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगा मेरा खुद के हेल्थ में, हाँ वे प्रोटीन थोड़ा महंगा है, but again it's for your health.
Yeah.
It's better to pay some money like 10-15,000 per month on yourself now rather than paying lakhs on an insurance or on hospital bills 10 to 15 years down the line.
Yeah, it's like an investment on yourself.
Exactly.
So eating to achieve the daily protein goal, mostly with fitness influencers, they eat a lot of eggs, maximum around 8 to 10.
Correct.
And normal people who don't have to gain weight, and it's advisable to eat 5 to 6 eggs if they don't have any heart issues and cholesterol reasons.
All right.
So, but many parents, it's there is a myth that you can't have so many eggs; they will cause the heating and all. So, what do you advise to those parents? What advice do you give?
See, there is something which is popularly known as the Asian body phenotype. Foreigners call this as an Asian body phenotype. You know what is the Asian body phenotype? We have more fat over here, less muscle, more fat. Do you know why this happens?
The famine which caused
Exactly,
all
because we
this.
have less protein and we do not weight train enough. So our parents, if they actually had followed a better diet, maybe the incidence of diabetes and hypertension would have actually been quite less.
Yeah.
So for all those parents who are telling that protein nahi khana chahiye, it's not like that. If you don't work out, you should have 1 gram per kg body weight. If you work out, you can go easily up to 1.5 gram kg body weight. And like numerous studies have shown, muscle is the organ of longevity. If you're going to have more muscle, you have more resting metabolism, you have better insulin sensitivity, and you can live longer, less chances of diseases too. So yeah.
So what do you say, comment on the thing about eggs? They cause heating, the high cholesterol levels and all of
See,
this.
heat is a thing which usually comes with our weather, all right? So that is a natural thing. It's not like आप protein बिल्कुल नहीं खाओगे, तो ऐसा नहीं कि आपका heat होगा ही नहीं. So you just have to counteract that. So I have dahi with my food. Occasionally I take coconut waters. So you just have to adjust. Like कुछ लोग को ज़्यादा eggs खाने से बहुत bloating होता है. So अगर आपको bloating हो रहा है, try some other alternative. So you have to find which suits your body. All right. So I have chicken on a regular basis. It suits me. But कुछ लोग को सूट नहीं करता है. So you'll have to find which suits your body, which is comfortable with you, and go with that.
So parents having chicken on a daily basis, it's not gonna cause an issue.
Yeah.
Because it's advised by the doctor and a fitness influencer with over 1 million followers.
Exactly.
So actually nowadays it's hard to get protein from normal Indian household food. So the parents said dal, rajma, chickpeas. Even though chickpeas and rajma, they contain around 20 grams of protein, they do not fulfill the amino profile.
Correct.
So what do you recommend about having all this?
So ideally क्या होना चाहिए पता है? Rajma is deficient in 1 or 2 amino acids.
Yeah.
Now those amino acids can be combined if you consume it with rice. उसलिए वो लोग राजमा चावल खाता है. And same with chana. Chana is usually combined with roti क्योंकि उसमें जो deficient है वो रोटी से मिल जाता है. So you have to combine it with the right food. But again, when you're having rajma chawal, you should have slightly more rajma and less of rice. अगर आप इतना ज़्यादा चावल खाओगे and राजमा में भी already carbs है,
right,
so you'll end up gaining weight. So vegetarians must be careful in their selection and their quantity. कि राजमा कितना ले रहा है, rice कितना खा रहा है, and make sure the calories is very calculated, which is quite hard. But I have seen a lot of successful vegetarian bodybuilders who are doing this in an amazing way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel that if you actually wanted कि वेज रह के तुमको फिट होना चाहिए, तुमको चाहिए ही है, तो you will definitely do it.
Rajma chawal, as they complete the amino profile,
yes,
we can say it's a complete food source because if we cook with some good fats, ghee, you can say, so you get enough fiber, you get healthy fats, it completes the carb intake and protein intake. So is this a complete meal?
See, I'll tell you one thing. There is the first most priority is the number of calories you take. That is the number one priority. Now let's say I am 72 kg. My basal resting metabolism rate, you can just calculate it in Google. So mine is around 2200. I take steps, I walk, I'm very active, so I can eat up to 2600 calories. Now I divide this into 3 meals. हर meal में I have 20 to 30 gram protein, some amount of carbs and fats तो मोटा मोटी आ ही जाते हैं क्योंकि हम ग्रेवी में तेल डालते हैं या जो भी है आ ही जाता है. So you don't have to excessively consume it, but आपको चाहिए तो you can have 1 or 2 teaspoons of ghee, that should be fine. But your overall calorie intake per day should be within that limit. That is the single most important factor.
Absolutely, sir. So you might have heard about Brian Johnson, reverse aging and extending lifespan. So what are your views on this? Because he lives fully on medication mostly.
All right. So I think I actually even took a look at his diet. He takes a lot of pills, but at the same time his diet is solid too.
Yeah.
He, even though the oils he adds, his is full of seeds, nuts, and he has a good diet too. People are focusing on the negative part that he's eating a lot of pills, but on the positive thing, he works out, he has a solid body, he's having whole foods, nothing is processed, and he's getting his blood work checked. I think that is a good thing, and I think our world is slowly shifting towards living longer.
Yeah.
So he's doing something great, and I think we guys should try to do something like that too.
So because in the earlier times, there were times were tougher. Tougher times created tougher men, and tougher men created easier lifestyles.
Yeah.
So they are making the lifestyle even tougher. So that's why, because all the lifestyles and everything became so accessible to everyone, everyone is going back to the traditional ways of eating healthy, working out.
Exactly. See, in 1990s, 1980s, if my mom or dad wanted to get a packet of milk, they had to walk 2 kilometers.
Yeah.
So they could get away with eating less protein क्योंकि they were very active. वो लोग प्रोटीन उतना नहीं लेते थे, but they used to have a lot of carbs, but they were very active.
Yeah.
So they managed to get away with that. हमारे generation में with one click Swiggy, Zomato, we're having everything, and if you're going to consume a high carb diet, you'll be screwed, and that's for a fact.
So is this because a lot of Indians can't get all their vitamin sources from their daily intake? Is it okay if they supplement it from tablets or medicines? Is it advisable?
Absolutely. Because see, if you're deficient, you should definitely supplement. More than 70 to 80% Indians are deficient in vitamin D. Even myself, I am vitamin D deficient. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people also. So if you're deficient, you should definitely supplement. And secondly, if you think your diet is poor, you are not consuming fruits, you are not consuming adequate vegetables. Let's say you're living in a hostel, आपका वहाँ खाना अच्छा नहीं है, तो आप कर सकते हो. You can supplement with a multivitamin.
It's not bad at all for
No,
the
it's
body.
not bad.
Views on the fitness influencers.
Saket Gokhale.
You might have heard about him, and Ankit Bayanpuria. So which lifestyle do you prefer? Because Saket Gokhale, he follows a disciplined lifestyle. He eats within a calorie range. But on the other hand, Ankit, he eats a lot, burns a lot. Means it's like he's getting all the micronutrients and burning all the macronutrients. So which is better, you would say?
See, I will tell the number one priority should be fitness. Whether it be like Saket or whether it be like Ankit, both of them work out like crazy.
Yeah.
So people are missing the elephant in the room. ऐसे जरूरत नहीं कि आपको जिम ही जाना है, ऐसे जरूरत नहीं कि आपको आउटडोर ही करना है. Do what you like, but be active and resistance train. क्योंकि when you resistant train ना, muscle increases insulin sensitivity. तो आपका diabetes, hypertension, ये सब चीज का chances बहुत कम हो जाएगा.
Actually.
So if you ask what I prefer, I have a very busy lifestyle, so I cannot go outdoors and work out. So I prefer to hit the gym in a particular time, have a fixed diet, and go with that.
So what do you advise? Eat more or burn more, or eating within a calorie deficit? Because as a college student myself, I burn a lot because of all the walking around. My normal step range is which is advisable. It is 10 to 15k, but I walk like 25k to 30k because I'm a biryani fan myself. To eat one biryani, it's around 800 to 900 calories. And 500 calories from 10,000 steps. To eat one plate of biryani, I walk 10,000 steps more. So what do you prefer? Because eating more, you absorb the micronutrients and the macros are burned. Is it okay to maintain a lifestyle like this?
All right. So will you be able to do 25,000 steps daily for the next rest of your life?
No, not.
Absolutely not. So you've got the answer. Once in a while, आपको बिरयानी खाना है, हफ्ते में 1-2 बार, you can enjoy your biryani and complete the steps. But you cannot sustain 25,000 steps on a daily basis. Your joints will wear off.
Absolutely.
ठीक है, तो that's not sustainable also. And life में जब तुम आगे जाओगी, you'll be busy, you'll have work. So that time when you're busy, your biryani will continue, your steps will go down, and you eventually will gain fat. So don't get used to eating a lot. Try to get used to eating in a limited way. जब तुमको अच्छा लगता है थोड़ा सा खा लेना. I'm not telling like restrict or stay in a diet. I'm in a diet like almost, I wouldn't call it diet, it's my lifestyle. Like अभी भी मैं जो dinner order किया, I ordered protein, I ordered carbs, I ordered a salad. So it's like a full combo. So if I'm going out and if I'm having a lot of work, I might as well enjoy a meal. So that's completely fine.
So as college students, we struggle with eating healthy and we struggle with completing all of our macro intake. So what are the few sources you would advise so that we can complete our needs on a daily basis and easily?
All right. So firstly, I'm pretty sure college students don't have a lot of pocket money. All right. So if you're on the cheaper side, if you're a vegetarian, go for sprouts. All right. If you're an vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, go for eggs. And if you're a non-vegetarian, again, you can go for chicken because chicken actually costs less. If you take 100 grams of boneless, it has easily around 20 to 25 grams protein and it costs very less. So if you're a non-veg, you can go with that. Veg ke liye, you can go with tofu, paneer. And veg ke liye na, you have to do a bit of analysis. थोड़ा सा effort डालना पड़ेगा. I've seen a lot of vegetarians give up कि यार veg में क्या है. But if you actually put a effort, you can actually get there. I've seen a lot of pro bodybuilders who are vegetarians. They are so disciplined. They have their food. They even consume soy. Soy can be consumed to some extent too. Like there's a lot of controversy around that, but I think weekly 3 to 4 times should be fine. Shouldn't be an issue.
Soy consuming on a daily basis, so as much as I have researched, it consuming on a daily basis is okay. The myth is that it increases the estrogen level, but after it does, when you eat around 1 kg of soy per day, who in a madness, in a right mind, will eat 1 kg of soy?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That there's a lot of confusion and what to say myths going around that area. So I personally, if anyone asks me, I usually tell keep it to 3 to 4 times a week, limit it out. बाकी दो तीन दिन sprouts कर लेना, राजमा कर लेना, पनीर कर लेना. So yeah.
बोर हो जाओगे एक ही खाना रोज रोज खाते खाते. So is aspartame good because it is mixed with a lot of artificial drinks? It's an artificial sweetener, but almost 0 calories. So drinking once in a while, or if you have the sweet tooth, is it recommendable?
All right. So aspartame was actually given to a mice, and it was given in such a severe dose. Like let's say you have 25 diet cokes per day. If you take that much, then you possibly might get cancer. अब तू दिन में 25 डाइट को पी पाएगा, दिन में उतना पानी भी तू नहीं लेगा, ठीक है. So I feel there's a lot of monopoly behind all this market, क्योंकि when you consume a normal coke, it spikes up insulin, so you feel like having more. So there's a lot of monopoly and marketing behind that also. That's why they're trying to cut down on artificial sweeteners. Like if you look carefully, WHO has claimed everything as carcinogenic. Even sunlight has a group B or group C. I don't recall exactly. So everything should be in limit. I'm not telling you to go overboard on aspartame. Even I take Diet Coke. If I'm traveling and if I'm craving for something, I might as well have 1 can of Diet Coke.
Limit is the key.
Exactly.
Many parents worry about the children's fitness and what they eat in the college life, and they are also worried that if their child is into fitness, he eats a lot of new things like supplementations, creatine, protein. As an Indian parent, they will be afraid for their kids. So what message would you give to the parents whose children are following a proper diet and taking supplements like testosterone, silajit, or creatine, or protein, or eating a lot of eggs and chicken, even fiber? What message would you like to give those parents?
See, parents are getting scared for a reason, and they're technically right, because in Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, in almost every gym, whenever I've gone there and worked out, in the bathroom I find syringes. Anabolics have been so common, and मेरे को पुणे में ये भी सुनने में आया, जब तुम एक लोकल जिम जाते हो, वहाँ का जो ट्रेनर है, he gives steroids for free first 3 to 4 cycles, and जब तक वो बंदा addict हो जाता है, and he ends up paying. Alright, so all these things happens, and all this thing happens in oral powder form also. So they are right to be scared in a way, but again, as a guy or as a girl, you should be smart enough. You should be कि हाँ यार मेरे को verified protein लेना है. Like if I am consuming protein, I've been consuming a protein brand which has been verified by 3 labs. Then only I'm confident कि हाँ यार ये अच्छा है. So you should do your research before consuming anything, and you should not fall prey to anyone. So parents को डर तो होगा ही, but as a son, daughter, you should be wise enough to know what you're taking.
Right. So what advice would you give to students who are starting on their fitness journey? The beginner.
All right. Single most important rule, अगर आपके पास डाइट के लिए पैसा नहीं है या आपके पास नॉलेज नहीं है क्या करना है, just one rule is be consistent. If you are actually consistent, eventually 1 month later, even if you go to gym daily or like 5 days or 6 days a week, 1 month later आपको खुद ही एक रियलाइजेशन होगा कि यार अब मेरे को कुछ ना कुछ प्रोटीन तो लेना ही है. Alright, so then you'll start consuming protein, and then eventually you'll start eating clean, then eventually your habits will change, all because of what? Consistency. But if you are not consistent, you end up buying a protein powder for 10,000 bucks, you keep it, you go for 2 days, you drink on the weekends. It doesn't work, man. So consistency is the key for anything, not only gym, everything in life.
Right. What drives you is the motivation, because there are times when you even feel low. What is the thing that makes you that feel like I need to hit the gym today, or I need to make this reel today?
All right.
So what's the driving factor?
See, the reason why I am even here talking to you, why I was been called about anything which has happened in my life, from social media to content creation to YouTube to anything, is because I have been disciplined and consistent.
Right.
And gymming has taught me discipline. So I wouldn't sacrifice gymming for anything. Even if I'm getting married today, and if I have to work out on that day, I will work out and get married. Because I feel that which what has taught me the valuable lessons in life, उसको कभी छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए.
Right. It's the grinding mindset which develops throughout the years.
Exactly.
It also plays a vital role in every aspect of your life.
Every aspect.
Even for an entrepreneur, even if he's running a company, he hits the gym because in the entrepreneurial grinding mindset,
Exactly.
he has a set of rules which he needs to follow on a daily basis.
Why do people tell that you have to work out, bro? It's about the mindset. It's not like तुम body बनोगे, तुम कुछ बन जाओगे. In fact, most of the bodybuilders aren't very successful at all.
Right.
But the fact that people who are fit, who are actually disciplined, those guys become super successful.
Right.
So you have to keep that in mind. You have to inculcate discipline, and eventually you'll get there.
Absolutely. So here's a question which is going to interest a lot of fellow students. So roughly a content creator like you with around 1 million followers. So how much could he earn if he's a content creator? How much could he expect?
See, me being a doctor, I don't take too many collabs per month. All right, but I have a lot of friends in the entertainment industry, with the agency which I work with. So they were telling me that content creators in this bandwidth, in YouTubers especially, they easily make 10 lakhs per month. Easily. Like that's just a start. So I feel that there shouldn't be a single reason why you should not be putting content out there. Like it's not for the money also sometimes. Like I don't put content for the sake of money, I put it for the sake of happiness. Like I have a goal that मैं चाहता हूँ कि our country gets a step healthier. That's my goal. I want people to be aware. A lot of people have a lot of doubts regarding fitness, skincare, and girls regarding period pains. These small topics I usually post almost every month because people still aren't aware. So those are small segments which I focus on. So if you want to become a content creator, don't chase the money. Chase your goal,
Right.
and I guess money will come along the way when you automatically hard work.
Right.
So yeah.
So a lot of parents they don't use Instagram, but they usually use Facebook. And it's been running through ages, you can say. In Facebook, a lot of people they put a stethoscope on and they start delivering these mates. ये जीरा लौंग ये सब मिला के डाल दो, fat खत्म. And most of our parents they trust these things. Why do you think it happens? And all those mythbusters that the parents revolve around all of these things.
See, our parents are coming from a generation where a lot of all these supplements and all these didn't exist.
Right.
वो सब चीज ना, they are used to all these natural stuffs and all these stuffs, so they are used to that. Are you getting it? So we cannot blame them why they are addicted to that. But I think right now science-based medicine is coming up, where we know like supplements like creatine, the most researched supplement, is proven to be beneficial. Protein requirement, even ICMR has told that India is protein deficient. So these are small research things coming up, and I think nowadays even in content creation people are busting myths.
Right.
I try to bust myths as much as possible. So a lot of people are doing that, and I think around 5 to 10 years down the line we should be cleaning all these myths down.
Actually, so being a doctor and being a nutritionist, so what is the difference? Because doctors say a lot of things and they recommend eat that, eat this, eat everything, don't eat processed food. Means they even recommend don't eat protein, eat dal. Doctors recommend this even if he's a AIMS certified doctor. So I have heard doctors saying all of these things, but as a nutritionist, so he mostly speaks the facts and mostly which he researches. But doctors they say what they have studied through the ages and they don't do a lot of research around eating habits. So why do you think your view on this?
So firstly, let me tell you one thing. In medical science, we usually aren't taught much about nutrition.
Right.
We just have one subject in third year, so nutrition part is very minimal. We are usually taught to cure the diseases. And the fact that I know a lot of doctors who actually recommend protein, who are into fitness and all. I don't know who you've seen or the AIM certified doctor who hasn't told not to eat protein, but it is wrong. Protein is necessary 1 gram per kg body weight if you aren't working out, and if you work out you can go up to 1.5 gram per kg body weight.
Okay, means there is nothing wrong in eating. So because protein, they say that protein damages the kidney, liver functions, and creatine also does something similar. So is this a myth or is this real?
See, I'll tell you one thing. Those people who are on steroids,
Okay.
they take 300-400 grams of protein.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's a lot, and that is harmful.
Okay.
If I tell you to eat 300-400 gram protein, tu खा भी नहीं पाएगा उतना.
Not even possible.
Possible. So if you are going above the limit, it will be a problem. If I tell you to drink 7 liters of water per day, you will not have energy.
Absolutely.
Anything above the limit is a problem. So you have to stay within the limit, and it's fine.
Okay. So now we will have a group discussion with our team.
All right,
So
absolutely.
It's gonna be a fun session. So welcome to the discussion. So we are gonna have just a friendly conversation. We will ask you a few questions. It's not like questioning and answering, but we will discuss about a few topics which most of the students. This is mostly for the students, and it is related to their problems. So we could have a chat about that with a certified doctor and fitness influencer. So sir, in college days, most students, they tend to drink, they smoke, but after leaving the college, and means so one day once they get the realization that it's not good for health, and once they start to age around the age of 23, 24, it hits them, and they mostly reduce the smoking and drinking habits, or most people, they just leave it. So does it affect on the long term? Because once after leaving it, you have once done that, but if you reduce, means once in a week, smoking once in a week, drinking once in a month, does this affect as much?
All right. So I'll tell you one thing. Firstly, for those who drink during college and smoke during college, there are two types of people. Either it will increase after college.
Right.
All right. It will increase after college. They will party every weekend. Or the second option is they will slowly automatically leave it unconsciously. It's not like वो लोग मजबूरी से छोड़ेंगे, क्योंकि कोई भी मजबूरी से ये आदत नहीं छोड़ सकता. And if you're going to drink alcohol every weekend, that is very harmful, because that's a process, and no smoker can smoke 1 or 2 cigarettes per week unless he has immense control on himself. It's a fact. Because the nicotine which comes out will drive you. It'll start with 1 cigarette per day, you'll go 2, 3, so that will just increase and you'll become a chain smoker. It doesn't stay within a limit. All right, now obviously exceptions are there, I'm not telling no, but studies have shown, WHO's just announced this year, that no amount of alcohol is safe, and especially cigarettes, no amount is also safe too. So if you're in college life, I would tell that try to limit it as much as possible. Don't get used to it, because after your college it will just increase and worsen, because after college you'll be more lonely.
Right.
उसके बाद तुमको खुशी नहीं मिलेगा, उसके बाद और दुख होगा and आप और ज़्यादा पीने लगोगे. So yeah.
So अब alcohol पे आ गए हैं. So I want to tell us that is it quite absolutely necessary? Like, if we don't drink alcohol, are we missing out on anything?
Right. So regardless of the health, I used to think कि life में alcohol एक बार try करना चाहिए. I've tried alcohol during my college days. I have consumed alcohol, but after that I have left it unconsciously. ऐसा नहीं था कि health के लिए कर रहा हूँ. It's just that I became so busy in my life. I had so many goals in my life. I had to unconsciously leave it. So it wasn't a problem for me. But all my friends in my entire college right now, they drink every weekend. They need it, or else they are stressed. So ये एक आदत हो जाता है कि एक साइंस हार्वर्ड ने किया, स्टडी ने बोला कि व्हेन यू डोंट ड्रिंक अल्कोहल आपका कॉर्टिसोल बढ़ जाता है, व्हिच इज द स्ट्रेस हार्मोन. तो आपको लगता है कि आप काम से स्ट्रेस्ड हो, बट इन रियलिटी आप दारू नहीं पी रहे, उसकी वजह से आप stressed हो.
Like you told, like if when you got busy at your work, then you didn't consume alcohol, right? So मतलब जब प्लीजर में होते हैं लोग, काम नहीं होता तभी दारू पी रहे हैं.
मतलब कुछ काम धंधा नहीं होते, मतलब कुछ लोग पड़े रहते दिन भर,
क्योंकि पास गोल्स ही नहीं है. अल्कोहल ये लोग जो लोग पीते हैं ना, दो तरीका का लोग होता है. देख, देयर आर वेरी वेरी फ्यू पीपल हु आर अल्ट्रा सक्सेसफुल एंड ड्रिंक अल्कोहल ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, जितना मैं जानता हूँ, मोस्ट ऑफ द अल्ट्रा सक्सेसफुल पीपल वंस दे रीच द गोल दे लीव अल्कोहल. एंड जो लोग जो ऑलरेडी रिच है और दारू पीते हैं, जो लाखों में स्पेंड करते हैं पब में, it's either their father's money or their grandfather's money. If it was actually hard work, hard earned by them, they wouldn't be blowing that money on alcohol. They would invest that time on their self and getting richer. This is a fact.
ADHD in these things,
Mhm.
toxication things,
Mhm.
it's better because once you hit the saturation,
Mhm.
you get bored of drinking daily, smoking daily. You get it's good in this because
Exactly.
once you start drinking, you drink mindlessly for 1 year.
1 year.
But once after 1 year, even if you smoke for 1 month, 2 months, but you get bored by that. You don't get the same dopamine hit. You look for other sources like working on yourself
Mhm.
and working on fitness.
Mhm.
That's better.
See,
If
there's
you
a thin line. I see a lot of people who are smoking, drinking, जो chronically करता है, they slowly move on to weed.
right,
Weed chronic हो जाता है, they go to hard drugs. So all these, it's a chronology. Now, if you're smart enough to come out of the loop by going into gymming, which is like natural dopamine, long term gratification, जो मैं बोलता हूँ कि भाई खुशी तुरंत नहीं मिलेगा.
right.
If you start working out, you will not see results for 2 to 3 months, but fourth, fifth month you will see result. But will you wait?
No, people don't.
Exactly. So you have to be patient enough कि हाँ यार मैं रुक सकता हूँ कि I will be patient enough. So that thing matters.
So, like you said earlier, that people might get dopamine high, like from drinking or smoking, and if they use it in a better way, like if you use the dopamine high in a better way to achieve something like bigger success or anything.
I'll tell you what real dopamine is. All right. When I was in my first year residency, I used to earn 55,000 per month. My flat rate was 10,000, and I used to invest on my diet, which is around 10,000. And remaining, I had 20,000. I had EMIs for around 8,000. I used to order clothes for around 3 to 4,000. I had 5,000 of saving. Now I'm able to earn much more. When my mother wants something, I'm able to purchase something for her. She is able to spend with leisure without something. If she wants to go to her sister's place, she can go in a cab without going in an auto or a bus. That's dopamine.
Yeah,
That's the best feeling.
You are making you exactly. ये असली डोपामिन है, पर ये डोपामिन मिलने के लिए टाइम लगेगा.
right.
Do you have the patience? Do you have the discipline कि नहीं भाई मेरे को काम कर रहा है, मेरे को सिगरेट दारू नहीं चाहिए. So that's the question. So मैं यही बोलता हूँ, either you suffer being a no one, you drink, you smoke, and still you suffer because you're working under someone for 15 hours a day, you're not happy, you have less money, you're broke, you suffer, or either you suffer by being busy, you have a lot of works, you have a lot of calls, my WhatsApp is filled up, my DMs are filled up, I have to reply, I have to talk, I have a lot of patience to see, I am busy, but I prefer this suffering and not that suffering.
Which helps in the long term in your life.
Exactly. Like there's a very famous saying, true happiness lies within providing to someone. So that if you're able to go till that point, that dopamine is to a whole nother level. There's something called serotonin. Serotonin is like happiness in a constant level. Dopamine goes up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in a serotonin state. I know this is happiness. I have goals. I'll get there and I'm happy. That matters.
Elon Musk also once quoted, "Easier things are harder to do, harder things are easier to do." That's the reason behind this dopamine.
Exactly.
It's
सो जब हम देखते हैं कि लोग बोलते हैं कि मुझे अभी बहुत स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, एक तो सुट्टा मारना ही पड़ेगा मुझे, लाइक और कि आज बहुत काम हो गया, आज बैठते हैं, लाइक व्हाट्स योर ओपिनियन, लाइक समटाइम्स दिस इज राइट और फुली दिस इज
ज़्यादा सुट्टा दारू हो रहा है कॉलेज लाइफ.
Alright, so let's say अभी हम एक वीडियो we are all having good discussion. अब हमने कुछ बहुत बड़ा किया, we've done a big work. अभी हम इसके बाद दारू भी पी सकते हैं. या I can work on my future goals. You can work on your future goals. We have, like, let's say this pod gets over an hour. We have 3 to 4 hours left. Now, there's two options. Either you can burn it by drinking alcohol. You'll feel super happy. Hey, bhai, दारू है मस्त video. सुबह उठते भाई क्या हुआ? You'll have a hangover. You'll waste the next entire day. Till tomorrow night तक तुम्हारा hangover रहेगा. कल रात में भी तुम एक सुट्टा करोगे to wake up that hangover. And all this happens. You have lost 24 hours.
The guilt.
Exactly. To come back to the normal zone, you'll take 48 hours. But if you actually had a good day and now you sit to work again, which is going to be extremely hard, but if you actually manage to do it, Next day morning when you wake up, you'll feel super happy. Bro, after working so much, I still managed to do something. Now, a lot of college students don't realize this क्योंकि उनकी एज ऐसा है.
Right.
But very few realize that. And अगर तुम उसी एज में ये चीज realize किया, you will have a kickstart, you will get richer faster, you will make your parents happier faster. क्योंकि life responsibilities will crash at you at one point. You will get married, you will have kids. But by that time, it might be a bit too late to take risk. Right now, you can take risk, you can go out, you can explore, you can learn editing, and you might as well fail at it, learn something new. But तुम बाद में अगर तू ये सेम चीज किया ना, मेरे पेरेंट्स तुमको गाली देंगे.
बिल्कुल.
So तुम कैसे कर पाओगे? So don't waste time. Time is precious. Billionaires would pay billions of dollars to go back in time. They would do it. This guy who you told anti-aging is spending billions of dollars just to live more and get more time. And what are people doing?
Wasting all this time.
So yeah.
So like we have learned a lot about Durasa, Daru, Sutta and all. Like we'll go to content creation. Like how many days it took you to like have 1 million followers?
0 to 1.
Zero.
I think I started in 2022 end December. So हम 2023 पकड़ सकता है. So 2023, 2024, 2025 mid. All right. Beach में I had a lot of phases of inconsistency. I think in November 2024, I was 450k followers.
So
In a matter of 6 months, I reached 1 million. Why? Because I was so consistent. I made sure 7 days, 7 reels जाएगा. मैं खाना खाते वक्त स्क्रिप्ट लिखता था. When I was in the washroom, I used to think. When I used to sleep, बीच नींद में कुछ आइडिया आता था, मैं उठ के लिखता था. Because your mind is so obsessed, मेरे को touch करना ही है. I can even show the WhatsApp messages. Jan end target is 700k, 800k, no sorry, 800k, 900k, and 1 million. And I have achieved it because I saw it and my mind consumed it and I did it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what? Before I go to the next, I want to tell you what will be the celebration for 1 million.
The only celebration which I want is I just want to work more harder. मेरे को ढीला नहीं पड़ना है. बहुत लोग ना, एक फेमस सेइंग है, लोग ना सक्सेसफुल होने के बाद ना ढीला हो जाता है. मेरे को ढीला नहीं पड़ना है. मैं और काम करूंगा, मैं एक्स्ट्रा काम करूंगा, और मेहनत करूंगा मैं कि कैसे बढ़ सकता है. अब YouTube में अभी तक लॉन्ग फॉर्म उतना नहीं आया, वहां पुश करना है. लिंक्डइन है, ओपन प्लेटफॉर्म है, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप है, वहां भी खोलेंगे. लेट्स कनेक्ट विद मोर पीपल, लेट्स वर्क हार्डर.
Sky's the limit.
Exactly.
It took 6 months around to reach 1 million. So there are other, like your content is like quite informative and it's take lots of effort and lots of ideation to make the content. Like, but there are contents you also know in the content creation world. Those who just hop into the trend and just do some cheap things and they just gather easily the followers. What's your views on that?
Okay.
Like, do you even feel like jealous? Like I am like doing a lot of hard work for this reach and they just get so easy.
हाँ, I'll ask you a simple question. ठीक है. मान लो are you any of you following me on Instagram?
Absolutely.
All right, you guys are following me on Instagram. All right. So in all my reels, you see me talk, you connect with me. So when you saw me today, you had a different feeling. Now the same thing, an influencer जो सिर्फ नाचता है, तुम उसको दूर से देखते हो, अच्छा ये देखना कैसे दिखता है, नाचते वक्त कैसे दिखता था, अब देखना कैसे दिख रहा है वो.
Okay, so they
They
don't
don't connect. And जब तुम brands को भी देखते हो ना, they also want influencers who talk.
Right.
क्योंकि उनको भी मालूम है. तो जब तुम long term में scale करोगे, this talking thing matters. And they say an average lifespan of an influencer is 3 to 5 years, which is very true. Very true. So if you dance and if you just go with the trending songs, you will easily become irrelevant. But if you talk and communicate, the chances of you staying longer and the chances of you staying relevant will be much more because people know you, they feel you. Today, one guy from your college told me he has followed me from 100k. I felt good. Like he has seen me in all the phases. Because maybe एक time I used to make funny reels. I've got saturated hospital vlogs. I've tried everything. So he must relate to the pain which I've gone through. So it kind of feels good. So that's why I'm telling the hard work will pay off. मेडिसिन में there's a very famous saying, आप कोई भी डिसीज के बारे में कुछ पढ़ लो, वो कभी ना कभी कहीं ना कहीं काम में आएगा. वैसे ही है. Nothing, no hard work goes for it.
So, like we talked how like this poor content is like what how it's all. So now I'm telling, like the people like when we watch the content of anyone, like we watch from like all the time we get too connected with them, like through their lifestyle we're connected. So what they show, are they really there, or are they actually they show a different version of there, and they really are they are just different. They show the best part of them and the negative part they don't show. Is that
I'll tell you, it depends from creator to creator. This is a very variable question. Like if you ask me, I try to show my honest self. Like I think there was a story which I posted 2 months ago, which I was extremely frustrated and मैंने गलती से गाली दे दिया, and I did post that in a story क्योंकि I was like let people see my negative side too.
सो एज यू सेड अर्लियर कि मैं अपने ऑडियंस के साथ कनेक्ट कर लेता हूँ बहुत अच्छे से. सो लास्ट 6 मंथ्स में शायद कुछ तो आपने क्रैक किया है 1 मिलियन के लिए. सो आपको अगर चांस मिलेगा कि आपको आपके यंगर सेल्फ को कुछ अगर बताना है तो क्या एडवाइस देंगे?
जस्ट बी कंसिस्टेंट. मैं खुद को बहाना देता था कि नहीं यार मेरे को बिजी है, मेरे को ये काम करना है, वो काम करना है. बट इफ आई एक्चुअली मेड यूटिलाइज्ड एवरी सिंगल मिनट, इफ आई यूज्ड टू टेक रेस्ट, चिल करता था, पिक्चर देखता था, आई यूज्ड टू गो आउट, व्हेन आई स्टॉप्ड एवरीथिंग, once I started to utilize every single minute, टाइम होता है, आपको बस ढूंढना पड़ेगा. सो कंसिस्टेंसी इज अ वेरी बिग फैक्टर. एंड ऑब्वियसली ऑडियंस का रेस्पॉन्स, किस तरह का कंटेंट चल रहा है. अब मैं आज एक रील डाला, मेरा ऑडियंस को पसंद आया क्या नहीं, वो सब देखना पड़ता है. So you just analyze it and just do it that way. So
Even you were inconsistent once.
Exactly. Like I used to post five times a week and उसमें 3 informative रहता था and 2 थोड़ा funny types रहता था. So I started to make 7 reels per week, 7 out of 7 informative, which used to be extremely hard. But the more hard, the more the results. So yeah.
It also gives you the hit and the dopamine hit. You strive for that.
Exactly.
सो मूविंग ऑन, अगर आपको अभी चांस मिला कि कंटेंट क्रिएशन और जो भी आप अभी कर रहे हैं इन्फ्लुएंसर जर्नी, उसको छोड़ के अगर कैन यू कंटिन्यू योर ऑफिशियल या प्रोफेशनल वर्क परमानेंटली?
I think it'll be very hard for me, bro. क्योंकि I'll say one thing. Content creation and a social presence is actually merely important for anyone, and I think there's not a single person in this world who doesn't like to be famous, who doesn't like to be a content creator. Even if they say so that they don't want to be, deep down inside they actually want to be. I mean, who doesn't want to be there? It's just the fact that कुछ लोग को थोड़ा कैमरा फियर रहता है, कुछ लोग को कैमरा को देख के बात करने में डर लगता है. द फैक्ट दैट द रियलिटी इज, मैं 1 मिनट का रील में मेरे को लिटरली 1 hour 10 minutes लगता है. एक लाइन में 10 टेक होता है, मुश्किल होता है. It is frustrating, especially when I'm on a tight schedule. I keep reels as the last slot, so sometimes I have to lose my sleep for that. So it is frustrating, but when you want that badly, you will do it.
Sacrifices are necessary.
Exactly.
सो माई लास्ट क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि मैं अगर अभी एक रिलेशनशिप में आ रहा हूँ, सो दिस इज एनफ फॉर मी कि मैं उनको टाइम दे दूँ, पूरा टाइम उनको ही दूँ अगर उनका कंप्लेन है, और साइड बाय साइड मैं अपने ऊपर भी काम कर रहा हूँ, तो इज दिस कंप्लेन वैलिड?
Right. So the fact is, like, let's say you're with a girl. First of all, like, is the question is, both of you, तुम लोग सच में साथ में रहना चाहते हो for the name of love or for the sake of physicality? Make that clear.
Right.
Make it clear. All right. Because कभी कभार क्या होता है, लड़का प्यार में रहता है and the girl goes on talking with other guys and girls. So if the girl is going to a lot of guys, you make it clear. If you want physicality with me, just make it clear. And same applies with the guys also. If you want to be physical with a girl, make it clear. Please किसी लड़की को चूतिया मत बनाओ. मैं इतना कॉन्फिडेंटली बोल सकता हूँ कि आज तक मैं किसी लड़की को झूठ नहीं बोला हूँ. All right, I can make it super clear on that fact and intentions. And when I'm even right now when I'm with a girl, I have been working with my girl that we are trying to grow together. So I am very serious with my girl right now, is I want to grow with her together, and there will be ups and downs. Girls do need time, you have to adjust that. And if you're not able to take out time from your schedule and you want to grow personally, that means you have to break up, and that's the price you have to pay. You will lose a good wholehearted girl because you want to become successful, that's the risk which you are going to take. If I am going to break up with my girl tomorrow, I will be losing a gem, and that's the price, that's the risk I am taking. Maybe I will not become successful, maybe I will become a failure in life, but that's the risk, that's the price I am willing to pay to become successful. So the question is, are you willing to become successful as badly, or is your girl able to understand? Sibam, the world's best bodybuilder, he doesn't talk with his girl for the last 3 months. He just goes to bed, he wakes up, and he just does his work. Like he just be spit silent. So is your girl ready to handle the pressure? Has your, like, does your girl have faith in you कि मेरा बंदा करेगा, he will be successful? So it's mutual. Does she have trust on you? Do you have faith in yourself? So there lies the answer.
इट्स लाइक अगर प्यार करती है तो समझेगी, अगर नहीं समझती है तो प्यार करने का फायदा क्या?
या तो तुम छूते हो, तुम दारू पीते रहते हो, तो वो बंदी को वैसे भी कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आएगी. इट्स अ फैक्ट. एंड इफ यू एक्चुअली आर हार्ड वर्किंग, देन शी विल हैव फेथ ऑन यू. You can't be like, भाई मैं स्टार्टअप में काम कर रहा हूँ, then weekend you have 5-10 beers and woke up at 10 a.m. Sunday. Bro, that's stupid.
We're just spitting facts.
Exactly. So you have to realize कि भाई मैं क्या चाहता हूँ लाइफ में. So if I'm going to risk something, like right now I talk with my mother once or twice a day, like twice a week, क्योंकि मैं उतना busy हूँ. But my mom understands that. But when I talk, I give my entire time with her. But I am doing all this for the sake of my family and their comfort. My dad has a loan, 1.8 crores. So I have to pull that down off his shoulder. This is the price I am willing to pay. I am willing to pay my own expenses. I don't watch movies, I don't watch IPL, but मेरे पापा के ऊपर जो लोन है उसको मैं निकालूंगा. This is my goal.
मतलब ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि लड़कियां, मतलब यू प्रायोरिटीज मैटर. आप किस चीज को प्रायोरिटी करेंगे? अगर लड़की को प्रायोरिटी किए तो सब छोड़ दो. इफ शी इज रेडी फॉर, इफ शी कैन मेक अप टू एवरीथिंग यू आर गिविंग अप फॉर हर.
So see, this is a very vague question. If the girl actually believes in you कि ये बंदा करेगा, she will be willing to sacrifice.
Right.
All right. But if you are not dedicated, if you are not disciplined, the girl itself won't have faith in you. So firstly, are you actually hardworking? Are you actually disciplined? Then the girl will have faith in you. And deep down inside, if you actually want that girl to stay ना, तुम 5 या 10 मिनट निकाल ही दोगे यार.
Right.
उतना तो कर ही सकते हो यार. Like if I am going to eat, खाना खाते वक्त बात कर लो, उसको सुनो, उसका कहानी को सुनो, दिन में क्या हुआ, सुनते सुनते खाना खा लो. तुमको मैच ही देखना है,
बात करते करते देख लो,
कर लो.
हो गया.
So it can be done. Like it's just that मुश्किल रहेगा. You have to make some sacrifices, but try to make it work. That's all I'm saying.
और ये फेक प्रोमिसेस वगैरह फर्स्ट रिलेशनशिप में होता है, उसके बाद सब समझ जाते हैं. अगर लड़की का फर्स्ट रिलेशनशिप है, प्रोमिसेस में तुम्हारे साथ ही रहूंगा. अगर लड़का कहे नहीं मैं तुम्हें कभी नहीं छोड़ूंगा, लेकिन बाद में पता चल जाता है.
See, मेरे हिसाब से ना पहला प्यार ना 90% of the cases में काम नहीं करता है. Like there was this girl who came and asked me about long distance relationships, and मैं इतना बोल सकता हूँ कि मेरे कॉलेज में जितना भी long distances था, the girl was sleeping with another guy and the guy was sleeping with another girl. It's a fact. It's a bitter truth. देखो, अगर आपकी ट्रस्ट इतना है and you really feel that he is genuine, well and good. I'm not telling no. There is a skim chances that he might be honest. क्योंकि भाई वो बोलता है कि मैं स्कूल टाइम से जानता हूँ. भाई स्कूल में लड़का अलग होता है, उसके बाद उसका प्यूबर्टी होता है एंड उसके बाद उसका हार्मोन्स निकलता है. So exactly. So things happen. So you cannot blindly trust someone just on basis of college. So you have to understand and mature out of it. क्योंकि मैं नहीं चाहता हूँ कि यार कोई लड़का और लड़का इसी चीज में फेक हो जाए. Like faking something is like very bad. You should never lie, man. So,
The biggest lie, just a friend.
yeah, besties.
Besties.
लाइक जस्ट इमेजिन कि मैं अभी एक हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप में हूँ लास्ट 5 years से, एंड मैं अभी कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ. लाइक आई एम वेरी अनसक्सेसफुल, कुछ भी ग्रोथ नहीं है लाइफ में. देन सडनली आई डिसाइड कि बंदी तो सही है लेकिन काम अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है मेरा. काम करता हूँ, पूरा फोकस काम पर ही ले लेता हूँ, बंदी को पूरा साइड कर देता हूँ, अभी पूरा काम के ऊपर. लेकिन आई विल लूज अ वेरी honest girl.
Yes, you will lose. It's your fault. The fact that you aren't successful, it's your fault. Today, if my girl leaves me, it's my fault. I will take accountability because it's my fault. I did not have enough money. I did not have enough time. But are you willing to take the risk? Do you trust yourself that five years later that I will become a crorepati and that girl will regret leaving me? Do you trust yourself? If the question is yes, then it's the right step. If the question is no, that means you're a loser and you have to lose it. Because if you were actually hardworking enough, if you were in a 5-year relationship, that girl would have seen you so hardworking, she should have seen you grow and she should have faith in you. It's a fact. So always, mere हिसाब से, it's always the guy's fault. You have to take accountability. You have to prove yourself, because in this world, only girls, dogs, and children are loved unconditionally. If you're a guy, you're a man, you have to have money, because without money, you are worthless. It's a fact.
Okay, so we had a one last one. Like, so there is something everyone does to reward oneself. Like if I achieve something, I do something. I'll have a good food or something to reward myself. What do you do to reward yourself?
I think
Like the party for 1 million, क्या हुआ था?
You do. It's not what you
like
party.
I'll tell you honestly, once I touched 1 million, मेरा एक ही खुशी था कि मेरे को और ग्रो करना है.
No, it's all that. I only like like you talk to your someone close to you, go and talk to him or her, or you just do parties, or you go do what is that thing you do to reward yourself. Like, so everyone sets a target, and then if I hit this, then I will go do this for myself. So what do you do that?
See, मेरे को ऐसा कुछ per se targets नहीं है, but when I touch my target, my parents are happy, my family is happy, they cut a cake with me. Exactly. And every time my reel goes viral, and it has helps one of my relatives or their friends.
Okay, so basically, it's making happy.
Exactly. Today in airport, in such a small city, a guy in the airport recognized me.
Damn, that's a fan moment.
Yeah, so it feels good, man. कि भाई 1 million लोगों को लगता है कि सक्सेस में खुशी है. सक्सेस में खुशी नहीं, जर्नी में खुशी है भाई. जब तुम ये चीज समझोगे ना, तुम लाइफ में बहुत बड़ा पहुंचोगे, लाइक बहुत आगे पहुंचोगे. It's the journey which makes the happiness. Like once I touched 1 million, I was like, bro, okay, we touched 1 million. Now I'm aiming for 10. So the journey is giving me happiness, not the end point. So I think that's the truth. Yeah.
In One Piece anime, there's an anime Luffy once quoted, "It's not about the destination. One Piece is the treasure. It's not about the
Okay.
destination. It's about the journey, the values you accumulate,
Very true.
it's the friends you make, and moments like this which give you the real happiness."
Exactly.
So we are done with the session.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for
Thank
being
you,
with us.
thank you. Absolutely. I'm so glad to be here. I just hope, like, आज जो भी कुछ मैंने बोला है, I just hope you guys apply something in your life. And even if you guys benefit with one line, even 1%, if you guys are becoming better, that will mean everything. Like 2 years, 3 years down the line, आप मेरे को आके मिलो और हाथ देके बोलो कि सर आपका जो लाइन जो था, it had made a difference in my life. I'd be over the moon. This dopamine would be so happy for me.
I'm already manifesting this actually.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Manifestation is actually real.
It's real. It really is. All right.
Actually.
So let's wind up.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you, guys.